Alright, a video all about boars and why you should take them. All those speech classes in high school and college are about to pay off because I'm about to persuade you to always take your boar all the time. So when I first started playing this game, I never took a boar. These things are dangerous. They're so far away. They just completely wreck your villagers. So to me, it was just so much safer to take my sheep and berries, and maybe some farms if I had to. So obviously I was making a huge mistake. So if we look at the stats, a llama, I'm not sure I've got this llama, sheep have 100 food compared to a boar, or javelina, as Age of Empires likes to call them, which is 340 food. So the boar already has more than 3 times the amount of food of a sheep. On top of that, food, when you're gathering it from huntable sources like boars, elephants, rhinos, and also deer, ostriches, zebras, and ibex, it gathers at 1.5 times the speed of a sheep or a cow or a goat or pig or turkey or goose. I think I've got all the herdables there. So not only is it more food, it is better food. So the sheep you can kind of think of as the Taco Bell that's right around the corner, where it's reliable and it's kind of lame. And then the boar is kind of like the steakhouse that's 15 minutes down the road, that has awesome food and also somehow makes it faster than the Taco Bell. And if you can think of a better analogy than that, then I welcome you to join the Wally clan, because that was pretty top notch. So let's go through a little demonstration of how we're going to get the boar. So in any given game, you're going to have your villagers under the TC, they're going to be taking sheep, and you'll be going to get your boar. Step 1 is send the villager out. Find someone that you don't particularly like, are willing to lose, could totally sacrifice, and send them to shoot the boar in the face. So you run out, shoot it once, and run back to the TC. When you're back at the TC, all his bros are going to start shooting that boar in the face with more arrows. And it's going to die. And then it's right beneath the TC, so that if you ever need to just force drop food, bam! Force dropped. Alright, so that's pretty easy. And my scenario has a random player 2 scout coming. But what about farther boars? Because that one was pretty close. You definitely did not need loom to get it. I mean, it was so quick. I think my villager took 1 hit on the way back. So what about something farther? So let's go out and get this second boar. And this one's good, I don't know, maybe 5 spaces further away. And we're going to do the same technique, send out a sacrificial lamb, shoot that boar in the face once, and then we'll bring the boar all the way back to the TC. And if you can time it so that the other boar runs out of food right at the same time, even better. Alright, so brought him back, garrisoned my boar lurer, and now we're eating the second boar. Now you can tell by my villagers' health that boars, when they come back to the TC, will automatically... Okay, where are these villagers coming from? Alright, just part of the interruption here. It's gonna kill these red villagers. Anyways, villagers, some of them are missing health, and this guy in particular is missing almost half his health. So when boars come back to the TC, they are laser focused in on villagers that they have already attacked, and they will not hesitate to snoot one of your villagers to death. So the one that was damaged from the first boar lure was the same one that got attacked on the second boar lure. And I'll try and show you that again. And look at this guy right here. I'll lure the boar to this side of the TC, and then the boar will go after this low health villager as soon as I garrison the lurer. Alright, so I shot the boar once, and I'm going to run back to my TC. Let's position the low health villager on this side. And as we bring the boar back, we'll get it in close, garrison the lure, and see what the boar does. Alright, garrison the lure, shoot the boar. and he's going for the low health villager, and it dies. So that's one of the many scenarios where a villager will die when you're luring a boar. Oftentimes, when I was starting to play this game, I would send a villager out to get the boar and completely forget that I did that, and then that villager just died right there. Nowadays, usually this is what happens if I lose a villager to the boar. It's right on the TC, it's a weak villager, the second boar comes in, and it just destroys that weak villager. Alright, I'm going to select a full HP villager, and we're going to go get this boar, which is super far away. So, if you're a new player, you're probably thinking, I definitely need loom for this, but I will show you that you do not. And I'll even show you a little tip for how to deal with very long boar lures. So what I'm going to do, same process as the first 3 boars. I'll run out, shoot this boar in the face once, and then start running back. And what I'm going to do is use my scout to block the boar when it gets close to my villager. So there, I shot the boar once, and I'm starting to run. Now when that boar gets close to my villager, I'll get my scout in between to kind of block it. And this way, it never actually gets close enough to my villager to hurt it. You don't even have to be very direct, you can just kind of get next to the boar. But see, my villager has taken no damage. We'll get back to the TC, keep running with the villager, garrison him, and voila, 4th boar under the TC. So there you have it, an easy guide on how to lure your boars, elephants, rhinos, whatever you're dealing with, why you should do it, and this will dramatically increase your efficiency in the early game and get you a good start for the game.